All right, let's talk about CJ Stroud, the losing quarterback in the game against, the first overall pick and second overall pick. Bryce Young got his first win on the season, and, lower scoring game. So I think some people might just look at the score and say, oh, I guess Stroud didn't play particularly well. I still thought he played pretty well in this game. I think there were some tough circumstances for him, and I still thought he made some nice plays. Like, this play is a good example of kind of why they weren't maybe able to put up some points, but why I still thought that Stroud was ultimately pretty good, where you see the route on the screen. It's going to be zone coverage, and this is a route that can get into a gap in coverage, right? Kind of past the players who are going to cover over the middle, but still underneath of the corner who's deep. As you see, Stroud's going to take the snap. He's going to look up, and you have a bit of a window, right? It's not a huge window at all. It's Nico Collins. That's been, one of his guys this season, right? Nico Collins has had some real moments. So, okay, Stroud's going to see if he can try and make this play work. And watch this throw. I mean, really good throw, really good catch. They do get the first down on this play. So, that was a really well done play by Stroud and Collins, but it also kind of goes to show the difficulties that they were having in this game of you're having good players make good plays, but the defense is just making it so difficult for them because you basically have to make these plays consistently. If the defense is doing this every play, you're not going to be able to put up a ton of points in the game. And I really think that this Panthers defense deserves a lot of credit for what they were able to do. Going over here, that's not to say I don't have any critiques or nitpicks from CJ Stroud. He still is a young player. I'm going to pause it here just to set up the situation. In terms of field position and all that, it's a very normal situation. 1st and 10 at the 25, how most drives start. But the, amount of time left is the notable thing. Texans only have one timeout, minute 35 left in the half. So, you're in 2-minute drill the territory here. That's how this is going to work. Stroud takes a snap, and something that happened far too frequently in this game is there is nobody that he likes down the field open. There are a couple checkdowns you could go with, and that's really what he should be doing. And this is kind of the issue you sometimes see young quarterbacks make, is trying to do too much. And for the most part, I feel like Stroud has done a good job at not trying to do too much this season. But here, you're going to see him basically just almost do a 360 before getting sacked right there. That's just not great stuff by Stroud, and he kind of ran himself into that sack a little bit. There was pressure coming from the outside. Really, if you're going to navigate the pocket, you want to step up in that spot. And I kind of get it because there was a little bit of pressure coming up the middle as well. So it's just a weird situation, but you got to be getting the ball out of your hands quicker. That's the main critique there, is you got to be throwing the ball. Even if you're throwing the ball away, again, a sack almost kills this drive. It doesn't entirely kill the drive. You still can come back and get points after that, but it makes it so much more difficult than if you just threw the football away. So definitely, it's just something where he should have been a little better at that. And granted, there was also plenty of plays the other way where we did still see those flashes, those superstar CJ Stroud plays. This is a 3rd down and 7, and, they need a first down here. You don't want to give the ball right back to Carolina in this spot. Important play midway through the 3rd quarter. CJ Stroud is going to take the snap. There is pressure. This time he just goes straight towards, getting outside the pocket, which is what you want to do, right? That's definitely something I don't have an issue with. If you're going to, be mobile, make your decision quickly and get to the outside quickly. Good job there. There is a player who's open, but this is such a tough throw. You have to go across your body here. I mean, this is a throw that I think plenty of people would even advise against, but Stroud feels like he has an opportunity to make this throw. Watch how he gets the ball all the way over to Dalton Schultz, who then does a good job of getting to the first down marker. That's just a play where Stroud made something happen out of nothing. And that's really cool if you're a Texans fan. The fact that he still does have those capabilities, and that was important, right? I mean, this was a game where, as I said, the defense was clamping down on Houston for a large part of this. And so if you can make 1 or 2 of those plays, I mean, that could be the difference. Like, again, this game came down to a field goal. I mean, if the field goal was missed and there wasn't a million penalties, there was the possibility of the Texans still winning this football game. And it was in part due to Stroud being able to make things like that happen. And also things like this happening, where what's going to happen on this play is, again, it's zone coverage that the Carolina Panthers are in. It's a lot of what they were doing in this game, taking away the deep stuff, making Stroud have to work underneath. Stroud takes the snap. He's going to look down the field and, doesn't love what he sees. So what do you do if you're CJ Stroud? Well, he's going to quickly get to his check down, and they pick up a first down on this play. He did a lot of that. A lot of, hey, nothing's open down the field. Okay, I'll take what the defense is giving me. The defense didn't give him a lot, which to me is still the sign of a good quarterback, is getting the most amount of points that are on the table, right? We kind of view quarterback play a little bit as, oh, it's, if you score 40 in a game, your quarterback was awesome. And if you score 13 in a game, your quarterback was terrible. But not all situations are created equally. And I don't know how many points there were on the table for Stroud in this game. The goal is to get as many points as you can get, which I thought he did a pretty good job of in this one. In fact, there were a couple plays where there were opportunities for more, where something like this, it's zone coverage, and this is a huge spot in the game. I mean, you see the route concept definitely, again, similar to that first play I showed you, could get open underneath the corner, but 3rd down and 10, 6.5 minutes left, and you're up a point if you're Houston. So you'd love to get another 3 and sort of force Carolina to have to get into the end zone where they have struggled so far in this game. Stroud's going to take the snap. He's going to look down the field. He's going to fire down the field. And again, there's a window, but it's not wide open. Very similar to that first play. This one, though, just in a huge spot in the game. And as you see, it's a really well-done throw. It wasn't complete, but gave his receiver a chance. I'm not going to say that was like a drop or anything. I would still say that was good defense. It was a tough play to make. So for me, that's a really good throw from CJ Stroud. Tank Dell wasn't quite able to make the play. I would still say it was a fine job by him doing what he could against a good defensive play on that one. So yeah, these are the kind of things that I feel like we saw a lot of. And again, if this pass is caught, you're at least taking 2 more minutes off the clock and getting 3 more points, you would assume. Again, barring a turnover or something, or, a couple penalties knocking you out of field goal range. Does that make a difference? Well, again, who knows? Bryce Young led a good, credit to him, led a good drive, at the end of the game, at the end of the day, it's going to be a thing where these two guys' careers are going to be tied to each other for however long they're in the league, right? People still talk about Mitchell Trubisky as the guy who was drafted above Patrick Mahomes. People still bring up the Herbert and Tua discussion. It is what it is. It's a fun conversation to have, so I get it. But the reality is, Bryce Young looking solid in this game has nothing to do with how well we view CJ Stroud. I think at this point we kind of know CJ Stroud's, he's showing a lot of nice things, and I thought was still pretty good in this game despite the lower score. Believe it or not, football is a team sport. And again, I'm not even really crushing the Texans offense on this one. I really think it was a good defensive performance by Carolina. It's one of those things where, because offense seems to be what gets all the clicks and all that, we always view things as good offense versus bad offense, and I'm guilty of it too, right? I'm not making a video on how good the Panthers defense was. I'm making a video on CJ Stroud, although that's mostly because I like to talk about the young quarterbacks and all that stuff, but still, at the end of the day, sometimes you just got to tip your cap and say, hey, we went up against a good defense. The good defense played good. What are you going to do? So, yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on all of this. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.